everybody, Brad McCullough here. Today when we talk about maintenance metrics, I want to talk about being proactive. The art of becoming proactive, proactivity as a key metric. So we're going to talk a little bit about how you get there, why it's important, and how the steps to become proactive, but also how you measure it. Come along with me. So first, what is proactive? What's the definition? Creating or controlling a situation by causing something to happen rather than responding to it. That's really what it's like in maintenance. That's really what we're about. How do we become proactive so we stop failures and all of our work is proactive and that we're taking care of the assets so the business can perform the way it wants. So why is that important? Let's look at the work orders again. We did this in another video. Let's look at a proactive work order, see what it looks like. You get a part, you respond, you fix it, and you validate the fix. 4 simple steps, not always so simple. Targeted at specific failures, which is really important, and we'll talk more about that in a little bit. But most of the time, this proactive work can be done in non-production hours, right? But what are we trying to avoid? Reactive work orders. So let's look at this. There's a failure. The operator tries to fix it. Maintenance responds. They diagnose the problem. They get the part. They fix it, and they validate. And we talked about that in a previous video, just what goes on there. This can be 5 to 7 times more expensive. So we want to avoid doing this as much as possible, and we want to become proactive, and that's really the nature of what we want to do in maintenance. So in some of my team building videos and leadership videos, I talked about purpose and parameters. In this particular case, the strategic purpose of the maintenance team the maintenance team will focus on and become a failure prevention team instead of a reactionary hero team. So, you know, the old school, it breaks, we run and fix it, we're heroes, we've got great technical skills. You really want to work on that. We want to make a culture shift. We want to become a proactive maintenance team. So we're going to talk about that. I'm going to tell you how to get started. So how do you get started when you want to become proactive? Where do we start? What are we trying to accomplish? Well, there's a couple metrics, and we talked about these in earlier videos. Mean time between failure, right? Here, Q1, we're at 30 minutes, and over the course of the year, it gets to 40 minutes, so we have a 33% improvement in mean time between failure, the time between failures. Now, that metric we talked about can be at the machine level, the line level, department level, or at the plant level, right? Another metric we want to look at was downtime. We talked about that in a previous video. The key there is here we're at 3,000 hours. First quarter, we want to drive that down. So those are the purposes. That mean time between failure up, downtime down. It's exactly what the business needs so we can better take care of our clients at appropriate cost and eliminate waste. So where do we start? Well, there's a couple ways, right? One is I can look at down equipment and I can Pareto the machines, top to bottom, top 5, top 10. You know, major problem areas. Another thing that you look at, and these sometimes aren't exclusive, is equipment maintenance costs. Where am I spending the most time, costing me the most parts? If you can create your top 10 list in these 2 areas and then combine them, you're going to target the right equipment out on the floor that's going to give you the best bang for the buck when you get started. So the real thing is this. What's it look like? This is what it might look like. So if I had 20 maintenance people working every month, 168 hours, and they were 70% utilized, which that'll be another topic at some point, I'd have 2,352 hours to work with. My goal is over time to become more proactive and start to eliminate the reactive time and have that impact, mean time between failure and downtime. So you can see this is a proactive versus reactive maintenance man-hour metric. Where am I spending my time as a maintenance team? But here's the hard part, right? So imagine your team's fully loaded here and they're working really hard. How do you get out of that mess? Well, you're going to work some overtime. There's going to be an upfront investment in time and energy to become proactive. And in this early stages, this is where the effort's going to be. And if it's targeted at those top downtime machines and top cost driver machines, as you start to become more proactive, you're going to get more of your time back, get more of your day back. And you will start to be able to introduce proactive maintenance man hours versus reactive maintenance man hours. And this is the key metric that you track. And you'll begin to move forward and grow to eliminate reactive and increase your proactive. And this is kind of a cool metric because you can actually take your total maintenance budget, and if you're 30% proactive, you can say 30% of that spend was for good quality and 70% of that was for bad quality, and you can work through that. So a little bit about how that works. This is a metric that you can use. Remember, there's an upfront investment that's really important, and this will get you on the right track if you set it up right. Anyway, I hope that helps. That's kind of a quick overview. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me, bmccully@advancedtech.com, or my phone number and YouTube channel, Asset Performance Enthusiasts. You'll find this video as well as others out there. Hope it helps. Hope you have a great day. Thanks for listening, and give me some feedback. Talk to you soon.